So my name's Julian Fraser, and I'm talking today about the three principles and food and weight and exercise. So a little while back, I was 20 stone, I weighed 20 stone, 125 kilos, and in pounds that's about 275 to 80 pounds. And I was terrifically out of shape. I wasn't exercising. I was suffering from, I'm going to say secretly because I never went to the doctor, some sort of medical issues connected to that. I had some sleep apnea to do with, the fact that I was hugely overweight. So I'd be waking up with migraines several mornings a week, which was because I wasn't, I had so much weight, let's say, sitting on my windpipe. That's how it works, and you just you stop breathing. You're not getting enough oxygen. So I was in severe need of going on another diet. I started this diet, and along the way, very early on, I had this insight that showed me that everything to do with the way I was, the physical way I was, what I was eating and what I was weighing and my attitude to food had everything to do with the three principles. Being that way, it looked to me like, prior to that insight, that the two were totally disconnected. It looked like my food and what I was eating and what have you was a physical thing. It looked like a physical activity, a reality problem, and that the principles were a thought problem. It was a thought. It was to do with my thinking. Now that insight, which I remember very clearly, I was standing in the kitchen one night ready to just kind of have a fourth meal of the day, a late night snack, although it wasn't a snack, it was a full-blown meal. I saw that my feelings, that I was being drawn to making this other meal, and I saw that was all created in my thinking, it was a thought problem. And I saw it so clearly. I suddenly realized, well, if it is a thought problem, if it is my thinking kind of pushing me or drawing me towards this food, as it looked like it was, that I could do whatever I wanted with it. And so suddenly I saw that I could be free of it, and that I didn't have to, like I'd done, for forever. Literally since I've been a child, I've been at an unhealthy weight. I haven't always been so obese, but I've been in an unhealthy weight all my life. Ever since I was a child, I remember going on diets when I was 8 or 9 years old. So I saw at that moment that I can change it. That I don't have to, follow that thinking and eat another meal, and that I saw that all my snacking and throughout the day and all of that was connected to my thinking. And I saw that my desire to eat, certain types of foods was coming from my thinking. So I realized then that I could eat whatever I wanted and not feel paralyzed by, the thoughts of, enjoy more chips, or have some more biscuits, or make another sandwich. That I saw that I could eat and enjoy healthy foods and less food if I chose, because I had an ability to see through that thinking pushing me in a particular direction. And that was fantastic, that gave me so much freedom. And so at that point it looked to me that it was just a matter of time before I lost the weight that I needed, because I knew that if I ate a certain amount and I exercised a certain amount, over a period of time, that would just sort itself out, And so from that moment, and obviously, since then, throughout that activity, it became this like effortless just thing to do. It wasn't like a chore where, previously diets have looked to me painful. People are pushing themselves, or, they are exercising a tremendous amount of willpower You know, what that means is just kind of they're creating a lot of thinking around kind of that they've got to be behaving in a certain way. And that would be counteracting the kind of the bad thinking, telling them to, no, you really want to eat this, or you really don't want to exercise, or you really, you really want to, that's what you really want to do. So to me, previously diets had looked like this whole kind of like battle of willpower over a negative thinking. And once I saw this negative thinking as just thought, it was powerless. So I didn't need to kind of fight it. And that's where the freedom came. So it became totally just another thing that I needed to do without any pressure, without any battle, without any fighting. It just became, well, it's just a question of time before I'm down to a healthy weight. And that's what happened. It's now, I've lost 8 stone. That is 111, 12 pounds, 50 kilos. And I feel great. And it is so simple. It is so effortless, because it's not like I'm desperate to go and eat, ice cream and milkshakes and chips and biscuits and, all these things, now I finish the diet, there's some huge release, which is what happened to me in diets in the past. And I'm sure it's very common with everyone else, that once the diet's finished, you've reached your goal weight, it's like, and the pressure's off, and now you just go back to the old eating habits. And what I see with people is that it's exactly this. It's a thought problem, that their relationship towards food and eating hasn't changed. And so when the diet, in inverted commas, finishes, that they just go back to the old, habits of thought and the old habits of eating. And, so now what I'm doing is I'm working with people at Ticklen, and I'm helping people see how it is a thought problem, how their relationship to their thinking around food and weight and exercise, is all connected. And that's the key to in my mind, to healthy living is an understanding of the principles, is getting to a state of well-being where you are able to see that it is a thought-related problem.